Hello guys, and welcome to another video. My name is Segongane, and this is the Kgosi live show coming to you from Kgosi FM studios. As you can see at my background, Kgosi FM, and then on my merchandise as well, Kgosi FM. How's it? Do my land guy, and then again, Kgosi TV as well, coming soon. All right, Bon. I wanted to do this. People didn't want to do this video, to be honest. I don't want to do this video because you see this person here, this one, Ronaldo Kgosi. I don't know if you remember him. He almost became our MP. Thank God for internet. And thank God for social media. We are able to cut that nonsense out and say, not you. Others, yes, but not you. Thank God. Like, he was almost there. He was already sworn in. He already had a lanyard and the whole badge. He was already in. Imagine somebody who says things like this. Like, testing this thing. Born, kill the team, kill the team. He was almost one of us. One of our lawmakers. This one. So thank God. As I said, thank you so much, Mudimo, for internet. We found a lot of videos to hide, and most of you, I believe you know them. And we stopped him from saying, Now, the third has a podcast. He has a podcast on YouTube and he's busy talking nonsense again. Have you ever seen Moto celebrating the downfall of his own country? Like, isn't that supposed to be treason or something? Maybe, treason or something like that? How do you celebrate another country demanding your country to do something for a certain group of people? The very people who were privileged in this country for a very long time, very people who are oppressing the majority of this country for a very long time, people who actually got ahead in a lot of time, and now another country, racist like them, come and say, listen, you stop this, we demand. Yeah, but we'll talk more about this one. So I wanted to do this video today. Go just, talk about it and then give a question or how, and tell me what you think. Comment below. Okay, guys. Comment below. Please tell me what the hell. Like, I can understand these people that don't just give up. Afrikaners are some people that don't want to give up. Hurry. You lost. It's done. You're no longer in charge. You'll never ever be in charge again in this country. 94 was not a matter of we changed from government to government. No, we're like removing you. No more ever in charge of this country. That was the whole point. Maybe they didn't get the memo. It's not a matter of no, we changed from this government to this one. It was a matter of we now change everything. We don't want you ever again to be in government or to be anything in this country. You are colonizers. You are leaving. You leave the country to the inhabitants of, which is black people, me, and others. Anyway, we'll talk more after the sponsor. Kiabo. This show is brought to you by Segongane Medical Services and Clinic. They are a private clinic situated in number 70 Kgosi in Westview, Danville. They specialize on the following: primary health care, ailment diagnosis and treatment, including medication, wound care, family planning, well baby clinic, basic ultrasound, laboratory blood services, treatment of chronic illnesses, treatment and management of patients on ARVs, wellness screening, antenatal clinic, HIV services and counseling. They have a pharmacy on site and they are doing CCMDD services as well, OHS clinic, circumcision clinic and abortion services. Their cell phone number is 064 548 7176 or 071 422 8576. Again, the address is 70 Kgosi in Westview, Pretoria West in Danville. Cell phone number again is 064 548 7176 or 071 422 8576. Yes, that is our sponsor for today, Segongane Medical Service and Clinic. They don't take any medical aid, by the way, guys. They just take cash and then you go there at 350 consultation beside excluding medicine, so to say. And then you just go there. Go if you want the best service ever in this side of the city of Tshwane, Pretoria West. Go there and overcheck and you're gonna leave that place smiling. Yeah. Anyhow, Ronaldo Kgosi. Whatever I've been watching this video, that is, talk about one thing. Go over the background of this boy. He was in the US for a long time. I think he's one of the people. I can be corrected. Most Africa after 94, and this country will fall, or this country will be the same as other African countries. But then they saw that everything still is normal as it was, blah blah, and then here we are still enjoying ourselves. And then he came back. When he came back, he joined the DA, and then obviously he was given whatever, and then ultimately almost became one of our MPs. Thank God, as I said, thank God. Thank God for the internet, and thank God for him being so dumb and stupid enough to make stupid videos about like this one. You see this one here, like this one here. Making stupid and trying to justify why he made that video. You understand? To say, how will you feel if I say this? How will you feel if I say... It's not a comparison game, this one. If maybe your parents didn't teach you, happy we were oppressing these people for years. We were the bosses of this country. We had apartheid that made sure that these people don't go to school, don't have good jobs, don't have good homes, don't have good of anything. So maybe somebody could have taught him that, hey, Moren, but no. And then DA took him and almost go to parliament. Even my assistant was asking, don't these people do a background check? They do. So they didn't care he was white. So he had to go to parliament. Imagine this boy in parliament. Hey? Jesus. Go just imagine him in parliament like this. Yeah, anyway. All right, so like I said, he has a podcast. I'm going to mention the name of podcast because I will support this nonsense. He has a podcast, and that podcast is, and then he has this kind of videos that he's always doing. There's 6 minutes, 7 minutes videos, 8 minute videos. And most of these videos, he's celebrating anything that is anti-South African. Anything anti-South African, he celebrates, and he rejoices that, yeah, something has been done. So for this video, there was some African delegation that went to the US. Groenewald, I think it was last week. Groenewald and other two, Popo and Fus and something like that. You'll hear their names here. They went to the US again. Why they went to the US again? I have no idea. Like, okay, this one of Funofan Plus is member of parliament. It's fine. But the other two, I don't know where they come from. And besides that, they're not officials, they are not ministers, they are not ambassadors. They're just three old men who were born in apartheid, who were MPs in the time of apartheid, who enjoyed apartheid, who enjoyed being called bars, who longed so much that this system must come back, because at least it made us feel good and made us feel superior amongst ourselves. So they went to the US again after AfriForum did and bossed everything, after Ramaphosa went and the delegation and all that shit, now they go again and they go to the White House and they get them. So you know how victims and whining are. Oh, I've been killed every single day. Oh, 5 murders this. Oh my God. Oh, minorities, Africans are being oppressed. Oh, 142 race laws. Oh my God. Yeah. So they went and did that. And they met with, I don't know if they met with, like they said, I'm going to watch the video. And as I said, the video, this video here, you're going to watch that video and you're going to stop in the middle. And you listen to that and you tell me, what kind of people do we really have in this country that are so privileged, that are so obnoxious, that are so entitled to, like, it's like now they are victims of their own doing. What the fuck did you think was going to happen if you go out there and you oppress 80% of your population of a country? You oppress them to a point of you make generations after them to become as poor as possible. And you empower one who's like him, and then for them to be as, and then you want to come and then play victim and say, oh, yeah, this. And then that White House gave them the 4 demands. Imagine, sorry about the language as well. Yeah, just that I got carried away. And then they gave him 4 demands. We demand this. We demand that. We demand this. We demand. You'll hear this nonsense. We demand. I'm like, okay. So are we saying another country can just tell another country what they want and they demand their policies to change and we'll do it? and you threaten us by trade, bilateral trade, that if you don't do this, I'm going to cut off this and that. And, oh, okay. Let's see if that will happen. Right? I'm going to play this video now. And I need you to comment below and tell me what you think about this turd. In America, they call them turds. T-U-R-D. Yeah, T-U-R-D. Turd. How about like emoji a turd? Yako your emojis, you'll see that little thing you get in chocolate deal. That's a turd. Now, let's take a look at this.
That went to the United States to discuss what is required for the relationship between the United States and South Africa to be mended has been more successful than the meeting between the official South African delegation. The South African delegation went over and pretty much got a hiding in the White House, where the Afrikaner delegation went and actually found 4 requirements that the United States government has put down as a prerequisite for the relationship between South Africa and the United States to continue. Now, this Afrikaner delegation is led by Corne Mulder, who is the Freedom Front Plus leader, Theo de Jager from SAI, and Gerard Poppenfuss from NIASA.
Now, Gerard, what the goed Poppenfuss? Oh, okay. All right.
Now, what is amazing, let me just read this because this is very important. A senior delegation of Afrikaner leaders held a constructive and high-level meeting today in Washington, D.C. with senior officials from the White House, including representatives from the Office of the Vice President, the National Security Council, and the Homeland Security Council.
Okay, so they didn't even meet Trump or the Vice President or Ambassador maybe, or someone really official. They just met officials in the offices. Like, guys, come on. They didn't meet the man himself. They didn't meet Secretary of State. They didn't meet the... They went and they met officials in the White House. Like, it's the same as I can go to the Department of Education, right? And I meet this receptionist. Or I meet a DG, or maybe not even a DG. I meet a Ngarimari, some official inside the department, and I said, yeah, I went to education and I gave them my demands, but I give it to somebody who doesn't even have power. At least if you go to a department or you go to any other official, you know, you get something like a DG, and at least that one will actually push it, maybe, or create, Vice President, and at least the Vice President, Mac Pence, maybe at least Marco Rubio, don't, like, the way the glee on this boy's face is like they met Donald Trump himself. And these are Donald Trump's words to this country. Officials in the White House, Ronaldo House, they don't have any power to do shit. They can't do jack, Negro. They can't do nothing. It's not people who've got power, brother. You are celebrating something which is not there. That's not going to happen. They don't have, like I said, it's the same as meeting the receptionist or meeting some director or director in the department, whatever department of education, maybe here, and then you celebrate as if, I went and God Almighty. The problem, the entitlement of these people is something else. The entitlement of these people is something else. For them to be there, they went there, and I mean, Trump didn't even have time to meet this high delegate. I don't know, high in whose eyes? In your eyes as Afrikaners, maybe, because I don't hold this Poppenfuss or whatever in any high regard, because they are nothing to me. They're just 3 old apartheid-loving and apartheid-wishing to come back Afrikaners who wish things to be the same as the good old days. It won't happen. Unfortunately, it won't happen. Like, seriously speaking. Like, and the way the glee on his face, like, hey, hi, they got a hiding. No, those officials, the delegation of South Africa, they met the highest. They didn't meet just, they met the highest. And this is a country-to-country talk. More than 3 old men who went there and they talked nonsense. Privileged. Let's continue.
Now, during the meeting, the USA officials communicated the administration's official position regarding the necessary preconditions for the normalization of bilateral relations between the United States and South Africa. These conditions are as follows. Now, those are 4 conditions that are required to be met for the relationship to continue between South Africa and the United States. And now I'm going to hand over to the...
Okay, wait. The question would be, Mr. Ronaldo Kgosi, were those communicated to Pretoria, to the union buildings, those things? Were they communicated on an official letterhead of the state saying, listen, as the President of the United States, I say this to Ramaphosa himself. Listen, when you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like they do that. I want to understand, were they ever communicated in that official capacity, or they were told to the 4 citizens of this country that went and spoke too much about our country? Didn't you learn a lesson from AfriForum's blunders? Yeah, AfriForum. Didn't you learn a lesson from that? And by the way, Trump has been impeached. So, yeah, that's that. So he might not even last a year in that office because of the Iranian war. So I don't know if you're watching and seeing that our man is leaving, might leave anytime before this year ends. The way people can just take money from gullible white people in this country and fly all the way to the United States to just sit in an office with a receptionist, and the receptionist telling them, listen, this is our demand, official. Official how? If it's official, it must be between the president, 2 presidents. 2 presidents. Or at least 2 deputy presidents or ministers or something high. Not between officials and just ordinary people. That, people who just went there. On what capacity did you go there as? Hey? You are there to talk about a country. A country. A country's position, a country's policies. They should just ask a simple question. Okay, you in the government, South African government, what are you there? Oh, now I'm just an MP. Or you're an MP in the parliament? Yes. Okay, so you're not a minister. You're not, you're not you're just an MP. Yes. But then, on capacity do you come here to come and talk to? They should just go and meet the Ku Klux Klan. It's fine. It's another group. It's another group with another group. That's how far they should be. Not to go and speak to the officials. And then he emphasized the word official as if if Ongla could see a letter that comes and say to me, here's a letter with a letterhead, Donald Trump's signature, or Marco Rubio, or whoever who's actually an official entity, saying, listen, this is how, then hey, I'll be like, wow, yes, now we're in trouble. But we are not. Unfortunately, we are not. Yeah. Let's continue.
The Afrikaner delegation to tell us what those requirements are.
Today, the delegation had a very important meeting at the White House with senior staff. It was a very frank meeting.
Logan, with senior staff. Hey, senior staff can be a director. That's got no power. Senior staff does not mean, at least our department is also. Ki minister, ki deputy, ki DG. At least if you talk about a DG might push to the deputy minister might push to the minister might push to the president. Higher no. So I can understand how about a senior staff. What power do they have, that senior staff, that they'll be able to tell this country what to do? Like, take a listen to this.
In which very important issues were discussed and a very important statement was issued.
The White House demands that farm attacks and farm murders be classified priority crimes.
Okay. Can I laugh a little bit? The White House demands. Let me sit well, the White House demands. Okay, the senior officials in the White House, they demand a sovereign country. Let's take a minute. The White House demands from a sovereign country They demand, not the president of the White House, not the vice, not the secretary of state, not some congressman. At least if it was a congressman, Congress parliament, right? Not some congress. Officials inside the union buildings. Union buildings is an equivalent to the White House. They are demanding a sovereign country to classify a crime, not even a crime, as high priority when there is 3,000 colors killed in Cape Town every single year. Gayton McCain said it today in Parliament. There's 3,000 colors killed in this city every year. And you go and you want to say farm meadows, which most of those farm meadows is black workers who are working in there, by the way. Not even the farm the farm owners. Most of them are even being perpetuated by the very same farm owners. White farm owners killing. Remember that when they put the woman inside the pigsty? They killed a woman in Limpopo and then they threw her inside the pigsty. Her family found her being eaten by pigs. If not, then yes, we'll do it like that. Now, what kind of nonsense are we having in this country, Marutam? The White House demands. Who is this? Like the White House demands. The White House demands that the African. You're not that special, guys. Not anymore. Like maybe somebody could have told you, hey, Imran, you're not that special anymore. You're not. You are not special anymore. You're not bosses. You're not superior anymore. Come on. Like, Corey, I didn't want to do this video, to be honest, but I look at this and I'm like, nah, I'm going to do this one. And I hope that he watches it and he responds to me. Like, what kind of buffoonery are we talking about? Like, these people think so highly of themselves. It's not even funny. Listen to this nonsense.
They also demand that the ANC publicly distances itself from kill the farmer, kill the boer.
Who are they? Who are those White House officials that demands a whole political party to distance itself publicly? Publicly. Well, it's like these people went there and they heard, hey, come, let me tell you something. Listen, officially it's up. But let's hear gossip. Because if this was really an official statement of the United States government, this was going to be communicated through the right channels, through the president, through the ambassador, through whoever, who's up there, who's an official. Thank God South Africa is not going to fall for this nonsense. They can go out, they can go to France and they can go wherever government and try to demand. Like, how the hell does one, not even a country, I'm going to mock Trump. Trump this thing. Doesn't know nothing about this nonsense. Because there's no way in heaven. Trump is busy with Iran and Israel. And he must entertain these stupid three people. And then they demand that the ANC publicly. And do you really think the ANC will say, oh, okay, some officials in the White House are saying we must do this. We're going to stop. We publicly condemn kill the boer, kill the farmer, and we're not going to sing it again. I'm going to go against the court ruling, the constitutional court ruling that says we mustn't do that because some officials in the White House says we must do it. Okay.
The White House also demanded that expropriation of any property only takes place subject to fair compensation being paid and only once all legal processes has been exhausted. The White House also demanded that American companies be exempted from all black economic empowerment legislation.
Okay, so, hey, all right. Akiti, guys, tell me, what do you think on the comments below? Did you hear those demands? He's going to read them again, this boy, and he's going to be so... The reason why I did this video, is because I just saw him celebrating as if this is a win. It's like this is a victory. It's a victory. And, it's like, Papa, Daddy says if you don't do this, it's like one is scolding the younger brother, if you don't do this. Like, do you really think? Like, Ronaldo, do you really think, my bro, like, this is going to be taken seriously? Like, when you're sleeping at night and you dream of, oh my God, one day I'm going to be a boss again, I'm going to be superior again. Really? Like, I don't understand how you think these 3 old goats go there, and when they get there, South Africa will shake? Oh, yeah, yes. Like, I mean, did the White House, did they see this video? They should look at that video, don't you think? They should look at it. You know? And then see, okay, but really? Wow. Like, Kore, talk to me, please. Comment below and tell me, is this really real? This is not even the like I said, it's not even American government official statement. It's some members, people who are working inside, who are getting paid. Who go, the director, the Radi Matlatsor, yeah, and then they celebrate, say, oh yes, yeah, okay. Sorry.
That's right, folks. That is massive for South Africa, and something that the South African delegation could.
That is massive for South Africa. Massive for South Africa. Okay. Because they were told. Were they given any papers, Ronaldo? Were they given any official statements or official documents that an American government will jump ambassador, will jump our government officials, they will jump the president, they will jump, and then they give to this one. So okay. So you think South Africa and United States will risk the money they've invested in this country with some few Afrikaners? Like, did you hear the last demand? They must all American companies must be exempt from BEE. That's an official policy of the government, and I don't think it's going to stop because some 3 old men went to the United States and they spoke whatever they spoke. I think that's going to happen. Unfortunately, so shame. I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I don't understand why would people think they're so much important that they will go to another country and speak ill of their own country just because they're not in charge anymore. Just because they wish and long to be in charge again. Just because they really want to be boss. These people discriminated on us for centuries. Okay? They perpetuated one of the evilest systems in this world. And they come back and they want to demand. The White House demand.
And get right. So just in case you missed it, the 4 requirements. Now, this is important to note. These are the 4 things that the government needs to commit to in order for the relationship between the United States and South Africa to continue.
Again, stupid nonsense. Was that communicated to the government of South Africa officially? Or it was given to these 3 ones? Like, you are so, he emphasized, they need, once again, Ronaldo, you will always fool those who follow you, who are dumb like you. You will really fool them. And whoever African who subscribe to this person and they're giving him money every month because they like what he's saying, you guys are, I don't know. I don't know. I just can't swear like him. But you're something else that begins with the F and ends with a K. ED. Yeah, you are. Because for you to sit there and listen to this nonsense, and you take it as gospel truth, and you take it as if, Sheba, what is something which is a bilateral agreement between 2 parties, between 2 states? Man, my Minister of Foreign Affairs, goes there and sit down and talk with his counterpart. The president goes and speaks with Trump. Vice President goes and speaks with Vice President Vance, J.D. Vance. Marco Rubio is Secretary of State. Secretary of State is more of like, I think Minister in the Presidency, if I'm not mistaken. Everything is levels, Bafan. Like, you don't just jump in the mono and say, I'm going to speak in the White House. And then that's why they give you officials. Not, they give you employees, not even officials. They gave you employees in the White House. They didn't give you the real people. At least in Yana Marco Rubio shame, you know. And how do you go and discuss another country's things in the White House? What are the channels that you need to go through until you get to the real people that can actually give you real answers? Like,
so it's not just, hey, see what you can do about this. This is, you are committing to these things in order for the trade relationship to continue between South Africa and the United States. And they are the classification of farm attacks as a priority crime, and also that every single farm attack be investigated by the Hawks. That's right. That's the number one. Number two is a clear and unequivocal public condemnation by the ANC of kill the boer, kill the farmer, whether used in song or any other context. Number three is...
Okay, let's say maybe by some miracle, guys. Trump did outline this, and he gave it Ramaphosa, okay, to come and tell us, hey, when as the ANC, you are going to publicly, okay, Kill the Boer is a song, it's a chant, and you're going to sing it until we die. It's a song. Get over it. You're not going to tell us how to celebrate our oppression or our history just because you don't feel comfortable being reminded of what you did to us. What you did to us is ridiculous. What you did to us was terrible. And it will remind you forever until you go to your graves. We're not going to enjoy this democracy in your own terms, by the way. That's what you want. Because the moment we give, I love South African courts that they said no. They took it to the High Court. High Court said no. They took it to Constitutional Court and they made a big hoo-ha. And Constitutional Court, no, it's not. What else will they demand us to do? Because next time they'll tell us never to teach our history to our kids. Because it offends them. It makes them uncomfortable. One day they will tell us never to sing any other struggle song because it makes them, it reminds them of the struggle days. It makes them, who the hell do you think you are? Some official tells you they must. One thing I like is that the so-called White House, they told them. They didn't tell the South African government. If they told Ronald Lamola, if they told Paul Mashatile, if they told Mr. President Segongane, Nchabeni, Ken, yes, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me on the comments below. If they told Ramaphosa, then that's official. That is official. Not some 3 old Afrikaners who don't want to end apartheid, who want to be in this apartheid thing forever. Like, seriously. If only told those 3, yeah, Lamola at least, ke official. No, Nchabeni, ke officially. Barakimang, Ndata Mashatile, ke deputy arena. Ramaphosa himself, president. If only they would have told them this, then yeah, I'll say, hey, yeah, okay. Like, and I wonder one thing again, Ronaldo. How will these demands get to the office of the president? Is that the Conor Mulder? Is he going to go and say in parliament, because he's an MP, the demands of a White House is this, and Ramaphosa will be like, oh my God, thank you so much for telling me. Okay, bring them. Guys, come on. ANC, no more Kill the Boer. Yeah, you're going to sing this song until you people get blue in the face. We're going to sing it. It's part of our heritage. It's part of our history. And does not mean kill the individual Boer. You are still alive, Ronaldo, yourself. Why aren't you not dead? Why are these 3 not dead as well? If you are out there to kill every white person in this country. Stop lying to your own people. Stop spreading swat khafar. Stop trying to make yourself victims. You are not. You are anything but victims in this country. You are anything but victim shame. So stop trying to act as if it's working. The world's against you. Oh, minority this. There's no minority here. There's only a group of people that don't even know who the hell they are, and then they want to, act as if, hey, we are victims of our own nonsense that we did to people. You did. Your ancestors, those 3, You must ask them their history. They'll tell you how many farms they own and how much of land they took when they put how many people, 1913 Land Act, how many black people are removed from their places to make way for white areas in this country. Without compensation, by the way.
No land expropriation without fair market compensation. That pretty much means that the Expropriation Act is null and void.
Okay, how is a policy of a country becomes null and void? Because some official in the White House told 3 men who went to speak nonsense in the White House. How does that happen? Like, I can understand whoever liked this video and whoever commented on this video and whoever paid this person money must demand your because you must demand your money back, because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. How does official government policy just becomes null and void just because some stupid 3 old men went to the White House? Are you serious right now? How does that happen? Like some 3 white men went to the White House, didn't even meet the president, didn't even meet the deputy president, they didn't even meet any DG, or they just met officials. They might have been sent the reception governor. Take receptionist, take gardener, take a tea girl, put him in a suit, let them go and meet these people, and then let them just have name tags, say official.
If South Africa wants to have a working relationship with the United States, like a bilateral relationship. And then number 4 is exemption of USA entities from broad-based black economic empowerment requirements, and that any race-based legislation that may constitute a non-tariff trade barrier should not apply to USA entities. Wow, so that is a proper hiding from the United States towards the South African government.
Did you see the smile on his face, this fool? As if this is a victory. Whatever Ongla could hear, Ramaphosa announcing this stupid demand and say we're going to do them, then that will be a proper hiding, Bafanas. That will be a proper hiding. Like, wow. And, your fans, man, the people who subscribe to your channel, you guys live in bubbles, eh? Yeah, like you live in this little, like you guys have got blinkers. You know this, like the horse things? Do you ever think like human beings, or do you ever think like intellectuals? In a way, you always say South African black people don't have education, but yeah, we don't. But you guys are, man. We thought you're supposed to be smarter than us, eh? You're supposed to be more educated than us. But the way, like, this man went and met officials. Like I said, he could have just been giving tea girls and cleaners and whatever to say, go and speak to people. Give them 3 hours of your time. That's it. And then just because they're in the White House, they think, oh, they're officials. Guys, there's a chain of command. There's a whole lot. Before something can become government policy, it goes through a lot. That is why a bill in this country, before it can be signed by Ramaphosa, it has gone through a lot. You don't just spew shit like this and tell people, oh yeah, it's the proper hiding. Like you are celebrating your country being punished. And by the way, who owns these big companies? That if the US really cuts its bilateral trade with South Africa, who's going to suffer more? I don't own any company in the JSE. Rupert will be. Oppenheimer's will be. All the other ones who are busy, white like you, who are busy owning the economy of this country, will be the ones who will actually get a hiding, not me. Now I work for myself. This is my studio, for goodness sakes. I'm not an employee of anybody. Like, God almighty, look at this.
And that is, of course, the 4 things that I just mentioned. Now, this really is groundbreaking, because if South Africa is not going to commit or adhere to those 4 requirements, then the preferential tariffs that South Africa has and the trade relationship that South Africa has with the United States will be at risk, and more than likely will not continue until those 4 requirements are agreed to and consistently met.
You are lying, Ronaldo. And even if they do, who is going to suffer? This is not an official US government policy or communication, because it should have gone to the presidency. The presidency should have communicated this thing with us. The president should have told us this thing. But then they were told to 3 old Afrikaner men. 3 men who doesn't want to see apartheid gone. 3 men who still think that they're in charge. 3 men who think that they can speak on our behalf as this country. And you say and you speak as if it's an official thing. It's an official thing. Yes, it's like that. If only the delegation from the US came with the very same demands and said, here are the demands, then yes. Maybe somewhere, somehow, all are going to say, oh, okay, sure. Yeah, a proper hiding. Not citizens that goes to on an official government business. Some at home. Why didn't they meet Trump? Some at home means firstly, by the way, sorry, because maybe you don't even understand that language. Why didn't they meet with Trump? Or at least Michael Rubio? Or at least J.D. Vance? And then J.D. Vance can be able to, even those 54 that went today, they were sending an assistant to Marco Rubio. An assistant. Yeah. Okay, about JJ Tawan. Where are your rants, JJ? Rant about this thing, bruh. Come on. I miss those rants of yours. Rant about this thing, bruh. This is nonsense. My God. And the way this one is so confident, that thing. We're so confident. Yes, they've done something very big. If they don't do this thing, it's going to be. Okay.
So that is a breakthrough for farm murders in South Africa in holding people accountable and making sure that it is considered a priority crime. And then also kill the boer, the thing that our constitutional court said is completely fine to be sung. Well, the United States has come out and said, stop singing the song and condemn the singing of the song.
And what is the United States, by the way, brother? That's going to tell us to stop something and we stop it. We are a sovereign country, boy. Maybe we don't understand what sovereignty means, meaning independent from anything. You can't demand stuff like this from another country. You can't do that. You should go back to school, Ronaldo, and school yourself a little bit. Thank God you're not even in. Imagine this ahead in our government, in our parliament making laws. Just imagine this fool in our parliament making laws. Like, seriously. The US government has got no power over this country. That is why they will only threaten by saying we're gonna. And you know one thing what Trump did? Trump did that. Yes, he cut off USAID, but not only for us, for everybody else. He imposed tariffs not for only us, for everybody else. So yeah, it's not like it's us only, friend. And the last time I checked, they cut the PEPFAR thing for the ARVs, but people are still alive. So it's like okay. I mean, it's like you are giving. You already found. How can I put this? In the department budget for ARVs, it's like 98% or 70% of the whole budget is provided by the South African government, and then you only add 30%, and you think by removing your 30%, the country will crumble. No, it didn't. And like I said earlier, if this thing really goes through, who will suffer? And by the way, you should say groundbreaking and this only if this is communicated through the government channels, it's gazetted, it's made into a policy, it's out in the public, you should celebrate then. Not now when some 3 old men come back and they say, they demand, and you say, oh, wow, it is official. It's not, man. It's not, Toti. It's not. I'm sorry, but it's not. Okay?
It needs to happen. And that is a requirement. So all in all, this is fantastic news. And I can tell you that the Afrikaner delegation led by the Freedom Front Plus and Corne Mulder has already been more successful than the delegation that was sent by the South African government to go and restore trust and build a relationship with the United States. So well done to Corne Mulder, to Theo de Jager, and to Gerard Papenfuss. Well done. The 3 of you did more in 3 days than what the entire South African delegation did with the entire tour to the United States. So this is breaking news. This is phenomenal news because finally common sense is returning to South Africa. Do not discriminate against people based on the color of their race. Do not penalize.
You know, a hypocrite is this nonsense. Do not discriminate a person against the color of their race. When your parents, my boy, were entering whites only side of the bank, when your parents were called Mrs. and Buzz, when your parents, I give you a camera, when your parents were living in privilege and they make you grow up in privilege, when your parents were enjoying apartheid, when your parents were the only one who mattered in this country, not ours, that's when, because they were discriminating against black people because of the color of their race. You need to go back to school, boy. You need to go back to school. You need to go back to school. You need to go and learn something because you are an A-head. Thank God. Oh, thank God you're in parliament. Yo, I go phahla. Ke thank you badimo ga se khongwana gore ntse ya parliamenting. Thank God we don't have something like you in this day and age. Like your father spewed a lot of bile, boyki. Your father really taught you nonsense so much that your head is full of nonsense. Even today, from this time when he was still a little kid, I got inspired by him to start my YouTube channel this morning because I could see that this guy is talking about South Africa every single day. South Africa, South Africa. When he was still in the US that time, by the way. Poor as it is. That's why he came back home. Hi. Oh my goodness. Let's finish up this nonsense. Okay,
Penalize them for that. Do not sing songs about killing people. And hey, consider that farm murders, the people that are feeding the nation, consider that is a priority crime and deal with it. This is breaking news, and that's phenomenally good news for all South Africans, not only for minorities, but for all South Africans.
What are minorities, by the way? So now they see themselves as minorities because now they're no longer in charge. When they were in charge, they were not a minority. They didn't consider themselves a minority. They were in charge. When they were oppressing 80% of this population of this country. Apartheid happened, Ronaldo. Maybe they lied and said, no, it was us. Because I know many of you are taught that we didn't want to go to school because our mothers got pregnant at the age of 13 years. I know most of you are taught that in your schools, that black people didn't want to go to school. So that is why they chose to be poor and we chose to be rich and we chose to be successful. Yeah, I know. I've been through a lot of you and I've got enough experience to know what they teach you. And that's why you're so... I can't tell. That's why you're so up. Yeah. Your head is full of tea. That's why it's so funny to see you. Some of us, black people, we live so freely. Eh? Like, we are free, my brother. You go to work, you come back home, you enjoy your family, you enjoy your outings. You guys are all over the place, Like, it's just a shame. It's a shame to see a whole race of people putting themselves through this much hell. And for what? Hey, for what, bro? Like, I don't understand what happened. Let's finish this thing.
Because if we can focus on bringing the country's ideological perspective back to the center, it is good for all South Africans and not just some. And that's pretty much all I got to say, everybody. Please be sure to share this video far and wide. Please be sure to smash the like.
Oh, shut up. Okay, please share this nonsense, and then those who've got some sense in their heads, talk to me down below. Comment below. It's time for us people to support the EFF. I think maybe it's about time we do that. Because the EFF really is the only party today that still has that raw, how can I put this? That rawness. Why did we have 94? I think it's time for us to do that. Because the EFF is the only party that's actually shaking them. Kill the Boer, kill the farmer is a song. It's nothing but a chant, nothing but a song. It doesn't mean an individual white person. That's why you guys are still around. And you went and spoke to stupid, gullible white people like you who doesn't know nothing about this country, who are arrogant because they themselves are colonizers of the US, by the way. So why would another colonizer go and give another colonizer advice on anything? Because they themselves have stolen the US from its own people. And they've enslaved them, and they actually nearly exterminated all of the Red Indians in there. So, unfortunately, Ronaldo, if only this was a government official thing, I would say, yeah, but it's not. It's not. So they can go to America as much as they want. Africa Forum went, and their things gone. I don't know if they still talk to Elon Musk, because him and Trump are no longer buddies. So, yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. So, I don't take this serious. I just wanted to bring it to you guys to see how about it. What kind of people are we dealing with here? What kind of beings are we dealing with more in this country? And any Americans going to watch this today, please contact me below. I'll give you my email, and then we can communicate, and I'll actually give you the real history of this country, of what really happened in this country and why we're here today. Not to listen to this nonsense. This boy is a racist. He's a racist. His parents were racists, obviously, because there's no way that the apple will fall far from the tree. And I'm going to debunk a lot of his own videos that he has made, because he has made a lot, man. Since he got this podcast thing, he has made a lot. And it's time for us to start fighting fire with fire, because this is nonsense. We cannot just sit here and let people continue like Ronaldo spewing nonsense and telling the world lies about us. And we black people, we sit there and don't even have platforms like this. To do a podcast is very simple. Do a podcast, stop watching Moja Laugh, do a podcast and just talk the truth. You know, that's what I hate about us sometimes, because we don't take ourselves serious. And these ones are taking themselves serious. Now, one that they can be able to do all this nonsense of videos, and they actually go to a whole government and lie about our country, because, well, black people, I don't TikTok or watching Moja Laugh, watching nonsense in general. We need to stand up and fight for ourselves. Stand up and really choose a party that's going to really stand and say no. That's not going to happen. You know? Then we can be able to stop this kind of people. Because you cannot be told by this boy what you must do. He's a kid, this one. He's a stupid little nonsense. He knows nothing about life. He's a privileged little white boy who thinks that his happiness on expense of others is the way he thinks the sun shines somewhere else. He thinks the world revolves because of them. They are nothing but just offspring of the Dutch and the French and the Germans who came here and they colonized us. So they still want to come and demand. Like, are you serious? We demand. You demand what? Did the very people in the White House ask you who you were? Who do you represent? Are you here on official government business, or just a little group of people who wants to really... It's like the Ku Klux Klan, guys, in America. Your KKK is the same as this one. This AfriForum and this, whatever that this guy, Colonel Mulder, is Freedom Fund Plus. And by the way, X did suspend their account, so thank God. It's like the KKK going into, like, maybe let's say now this time government in the US becomes black. So the KKK still goes and have demands on the government. That white people are being persecuted in America. Imagine. It's the same nonsense as we see here. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to show you what you are dealing with in this country, shame. It's really not funny anymore. And when I comment below, and then let's talk. Tell me if I'm really on the money, tell me I'm on the money. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Okay, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to this channel, and comment. I really like your comments. Tell me the truth. Then it's fine. I understand. And hey, there's merchandise. You can see hoodie of Kgosi FM. There's one for Kgosi TV, and it's a two-piece, black two-piece. If you want, order. Comment below with your cell phone number, or my number is 064, as you can see on the screen, 548-776, and then let me know. Then I can be able to send you the whatchamacall. And there's caps, and there's sneakers as well. So you give me, I'm interested, the size of the sneakers or the size of the tracksuit, and you can make it for you. And there's t-shirts as well. I'm wearing one under here of Kgosi FM. So if you want that as well, do it for us. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a lovely one. Bye-bye.